Hey guys. Hey. Hey Marcus. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to double tap and all that good stuff. Please and thank you. Help it be seen. I'm starting early because I have a guest that's coming on in 8 minutes. So I'm coming on a little earlier than I usually. It's a little early so I can share out the live. Oh, hey Nick, how are you? Oh no, no. I meant like an actual guest on live. That's what I meant. Hey Michaela. Hold up. Guys, don't forget to double tap so that remember the more that you guys double tap and the more you guys collect your daily heart means, the more that the live gets pushed out, and share it out to at least 5 people, please and thank you. Even if you don't share it to people, just click on the share link. Hey Michelle. Hey Nick.
Hey, I don't know if it was working. Where's my picture at? Where's my video? Uh-oh. Can you hear me
There
at least?
video. I hear you. I just can't see you.
Let's see. Oh, it's off. There we go. There we go. There's my big head.
Hey, you got a new background set up.
I did, yeah. I put some work in there. Got the fan art from Ink's daughter drew that one, and my medal from the bodybuilding show. I put those up. So, yep. I tried to
Oh,
update it a little bit.
that's amazing. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess we both kind of have new
I
backgrounds
was
because
about
I
to say you have a new background now too. So I didn't know if I understood that. Did you move or are you just visiting for now?
oh no, I moved. I'm house sitting until I find a place.
Oh, nice, nice. There you go. Yeah, you said house sitting, but then I saw something that sounded like you moved. I was like, wait a minute. Did she move or is she house sitting?
Move. I'm house sitting in the meantime.
Oh, nice. I was
It's
like,
just
because then when you said Texas too, I'm like, damn, the manifestation's unfolding. Because I
yeah.
haven't talked in a long time, and like you post so many videos, so like I'll pick up a little thing here, a little bit there, and then like I usually rifle through my all my feed real quick. I'm like a doom scroller, and I'll go through everything, and then like pick up one video every 10 videos of everyone's stuff.
It's okay. I get it. I completely get it. And it's fine. Because sometimes I do it too, but then I had to stop doing it because I realized that TikTok, they reward you for proper engagement. Because when you doom scroll, they think you're a bot.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's why I stopped. What's it called? I haven't really like posted anything on any of this stuff. I had a live today that was like pretty successful. A lot of people, what's it called? They liked the live I did where I was talking about the dark side of manifesting your SP, and I went into like all that. And it's like I'm like a video hasn't been made, and like I've just been reflecting on a lot of stuff and the clients I've had and the stuff they went through. And I was like, nobody deserves to go through what you're going through, but like, granted, it starts at a certain point of your belief system or your subconscious. Some part of you believes it, and everyone's you pushed out, so you did bring it about in a way, but you can't blame yourself. Like that's why I said you got to forgive yourself. And then when it happens, don't get walked all over. Like you have to make like obviously there's degrees you make excuses like oh they're not answering because of this, they're not answering because of that, and you're trying to like trick your mind. But when somebody's just outright ignorant to you, and it's happened to me a million times in this 4 years of manifesting this relationship, and it's like it's painful, and it's like, is your love worth it? Is the end goal worth it? And I'm like, you have to have a strong mind, you have to have the persistence, you have to trick yourself and what you go through. But I'm like, nobody ever talks about that. They're like, just go to the end. It's like they don't talk about when you're gut punched. They don't talk about like, okay, you're changing the story and you don't believe it, and you got to go through it. So I went into to all the details on that, and it was just something reflecting. And I'm like, and I told people it's okay to change if you want a different SP. If there's somebody, especially if it's an abusive person, I've had people, I've sent their money back. I'm like, I'm not doing the session. That's like a person who's if they're physically, especially, it's like no, out. So
I know how that
yes,
goes. I definitely know how that goes.
yeah,
I've been there, done that. We've talked about that before.
yeah,
Been there, done that, and that's not fun. It's definitely not fun at all. I mean,
no,
it's definitely something that not a lot of people talk about, and I wish that more people do talk about it. But there's not a lot of people that do, and
yeah,
and it sucks.
yeah. And it's like you could go through that stuff where it's like I said, sometimes it doesn't even have to be physically abusive too. It's like, okay, there's like a degrees of mental abuse too, and it's like you don't like you see it more commonly with women, but it's like with the guys I've worked with and what I've gone through, it's like that's a degree of abuse when somebody's like they're playing mind games with you and stuff. And granted, like if you go back to the manifesting stuff, it all starts within you. It's projecting out somewhere, but just because everyone's you pushed out doesn't mean you have to take bullshit. Was the point of it? And it's okay to switch, and it's okay because it's an ego. People's ego is I don't want to lose. I'm going to lose if I give up manifesting this person. No, you're going to win because the end goal of manifesting a specific person is changing your specific person, yourself. You're changing yourself, and that's the whole point of it. It's like that saying from what's his name, Jim Rohn, I think said it. He said, "Set the goal to become a millionaire, not for making $1 million, but for what it will make of you." You set the goal for, oh, I'm going to manifest a specific person. I'm a way better man than I was 4 years ago, but I had to take my lumps through it. The same thing like, oh, you're going to the gym or working out. You're tearing your muscles down and hurting yourself and all that stuff. Like you're trying to but through it, it's ultimately a rebuild. Like you're building yourself up over time. But yeah, that was kind of the whole point of all that.
No, that's valid. It's just crazy because I was like literally thinking that the other day about muscles
Yeah,
and like working out and like muscles, and I was like, no, manifesting is a lot like a muscle. You're like
yeah,
working out and through the repetition, but at some point you got to take a break.
yeah. That's why I tell people too. It's like I relate so much of it to bodybuilding, and I'm like, sorry guys, I don't mean to like relate it to this, but it's like that's like the background I know. It's like I just realized right now. I didn't even realize this when I put it on the shirt I put on as like the competition I did from this place in California, which I want to go back and visit. Savish is a great owner, and he put on a great show. He motivated me to do the show, actually. But what's it called? All the analogies I make with bodybuilding in this, it's like you're going to the gym and you're tearing your muscles down, like you said, and then ultimately it's going to rebuild. But the only time they rebuild is when you take a break and you sit back and relax for a little bit. You let your muscles rest so they can rebuild, and it goes into manifesting when it's like people are like, oh, it seems to come when I quit. It's like, no, it's not because you quit. It's because you gave it you let the 3D rest. You let the manifestation rest. It's like you tore it down and you tore it down, you reconstructed it, you shaped it the way it was supposed to be, but it's not going to hold until you let it hold. Like you just step back for a little bit and take your break, if that makes sense.
I mean, that's kind of what happened, and I think that's kind of what happened with me was that I had some, I don't want to say that I had resistance. I had a lot of stagnancy, like stagnancy and stuck energy.
Yeah,
It's just not, um, it wasn't moving the way that I wanted it to. And it was like, okay, I can't see nothing. Like I'm manifesting this, and I've been manifesting this for a while. And like a lot of you know that, and like a few other people know that. And I guess for me, it was like one of those, I, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So it's like one day I got my little part time, like I got that little full time job at the temp agency, which was great. I made money, but I was like unhappy. And so
yeah,
then like a series of events had transpired where somehow, some way I ended up getting, I guess ended what was supposed to be like a month ended up turning into like longer than a month. Perfect. But then like the
Yeah,
last week that I was there, I got I don't want to say laid off because I don't want to use that word. I got let go of
yeah,
a day before a day early, which would work out because then it allowed me that space and time to kind of prepare myself for what was to come, which I wasn't sure what was to come. It was like, oh, within like those few weeks, literally, like it was just like a back to back series of events that just was like happening, and some of those events were just like, hey, some of those events were just like out of my control and weren't they had nothing to do with me, but that whole Neville saying that whether one man has to move or 1,000 men have to move, that's what I was seeing was happening, was that things were moving out of my way to bring me my manifestation. I was like, what the heck? But
yeah,
it was just like like some negative circumstances that were popping up, but the negative circumstances that were popping up had nothing to do with me.
yeah,
They were other people's circumstances, but those other people's like those circumstances made room for me to do what I had to do to get to where I am now. And like I was finding house sitting jobs and like left and right. And I'm not getting paid for this, but it's still a blessing in disguise. Like I have three of them, and then I'm staying with a photographer for like a certain amount of dates because I couldn't find a house sit for those dates. So
yeah.
I gave myself from now until I want to say September to find a place and get
Oh,
situated,
plenty of time.
which gives me plenty of time to manifest a place. And because I'm more clear headed, because I let go and release that apartment that I was not clearly very not happy in, it, things are like happening faster. Like I'm noticing that my telepathy is like on point now, and like things are just like all these like, the little things are like lining up, and I'm like, I don't know why this is happening, but okay.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like once one, it's like the momentum thing I tell people about. Once one thing happens, the more you pour into that good thing, like, oh, this just happened. Okay, cool, 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 and like you just keep focusing on that good thing that happened. It's like it makes room for the next good thing, and you're looking for it. So now you're like your brain is programmed to only look for the good in every situation. Like you said, seemed like bad circumstances, like oh, losing the job or not knowing where to go, like it was a day early, like oh, that could have been extra pay, all this stuff. Like the negative way to think about it is, oh, let go, day early, like less pay. I don't know what to do now. That's the negative view of it. But you take a positive view, it's like, oh, okay, no, this is an opportunity. That gives me time to get ready. And then next thing you know, one thing to another. And it's funny too, like you said, letting go of the old apartment. That's what I talked about with people with the specific person thing today. It's like sometimes you can have the thing that you manifested at one point. Like this was like a free condo that I got, and then it was a cheap rent, and then it was a really cheap buy. Like this each time, like when a negative circumstance, oh, there has to be rent. Okay, I'll pay it, but I won't pay it. And I'm thinking in my head, like I'm just manifesting it will be cheap. It's cheaper than everyone else is paying. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. I go to buy it, and I'm like, I don't want to buy it. But then like the offer was so cheap, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. But it's like I was fine, I'm happy and grateful for it. Just like when you get the specific person at times, it's like you're so grateful you got them, but then eventually the person you've become in the process has outgrown them possibly. And it's
yeah.
like I've become something that I don't really need this anymore. This was something that served me well then. And when you let it go, it's like boom, like you said, all these other things start just flying in.
Yeah, that's what makes it so interesting. And it's like even today, I was like walking around downtown today, and
Yeah,
I was walking around downtown, and I was like, wait, why does this like the sound sounded so familiar to me? And I was like, why does this sound so familiar? Like,
you've
and I
been there.
forgot that I would listen to these Houston walking tours
Yeah,
on YouTube. I had like a whole play, like I had made a whole playlist of all these Houston walking tours, and I would listen to the like I would use that to help me visualize and like immerse myself in the stuff. And sometimes I would fall asleep
yeah,
and without realizing it. So I'm like sitting there, I'm watching, I'm like walking, and I'm hearing the sounds, and I was like, Wait a minute. Like, oh wait,
Yeah,
now I'm remembering. Okay, I was listening to the sounds. Like these are the exact sounds that I was falling asleep to that I'm hearing like in reality.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you've been here before somewhere and somehow you've been here before in your mind, and it's like when it unfolds, it's like it's familiar and you're shocked, but you're not shocked because you've been there.
Yeah, and that's how I kind of like feel. So like everybody's been asking me like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel? And I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Like,
that's yeah. It was like the thing where like when I got my SP back and stuff, and it was like that was like the thing where it's like I thought I would be more excited, and it's like no, I just said I'm gonna do it, and I did it, and it's like okay, it's here now. And then it's like when I went to go do the bodybuilding show, and I knew it was gonna be outside, and knew it was gonna be in LA, and I've been to LA before, so it's like I pictured all the senses and feels and stuff like that. When I stepped up there on stage, it's like kind of like a blur, and it's just like I've been here, I've done all this stuff already, and
yeah,
like and I've walked these streets before, even though I wasn't, and it was like it was a really cool, great like experience, and it's like damn that I've been there.
yeah. It's
Like
like
they
it's
said,
more like I feel like other people get more excited for you than you actually get excited because they're like, why aren't you excited? Like, why are you Like, I'm like, you're more excited than me.
yeah. Yeah, because to them it's like a flash of like, oh wow, they happened overnight. It's like, no, I've been preparing for this like for a long time. And it's like they said like your brain doesn't tell the difference between like your vision, your dreams, your past, anything, like whatever you focus on, it's gonna happen. Like one of my coaching techniques is like I call it the three memory technique. So if you have a history with a specific person and you're trying to go back and undo it, it's like go back to three memories, but pick one first, but have three on in the back of your pocket. Go to that memory, and as much sensory vividness as you can have in that memory, it's already a cheat code because you know what happened. And you just dwell in it, and then sometimes it will jump to a future event that you didn't even think of. It just automatically it fills in all the blanks, and then you go back to that scene, and then you go to another scene that was there, and then something you forgot about unfolds, and it's like just by like quieting your mind and going to that one thing, your brain can't tell the difference. So now it puts you in the good timeline, and you're jumping forward, back, and current, like what it could be. And that was something that I just discovered because I just wanted to feel good about myself in the manifesting journey.
Yeah. And I think that's like the beauty of it. And I've realized for me being here, I've realized, and I'm going to record a video on it. I realized that I'm not a person that can shut the hell up.
I feel you. I'm the same way. I can't.
I can't shut the heck up. I actually have to talk my manifestations out. Like I actually
Yeah.
have to speak as if I already haven't. And I think it's because, and I feel like you can relate to this because you also do some acting.
Yeah.
So I think you can relate to this. I've been acting since I was in high school. So when I was in high school, I was method acting. That's how I
Yeah.
was trained. I was trained with method acting. So
Yeah.
and I even do it when I model. I become the character. I become whoever it is in that photo shoot or in when I'm doing an acting thing. I become who that is. So
Yes.
for me, I'm like shutting the heck up does not work for me. I
Yeah.
have to be the one that is becoming the person by talking to you or whoever or using my social media or meeting strangers. Obviously, I don't suggest doing this with your SP. Like that's the there's a fine line between like yes, I'm manifesting my SP, but becoming the wife, you're becoming the wife without interacting with your SP as that.
Yeah. It's kind of like I gave somebody that advice the other day where she was like, she not the other day. This was like months ago with her SP journey. But she wanted to do like she wanted to be like stay at home mom and stuff like that, and or this not home mom, but like stay at home wife, and like she did stuff around the house and stuff, but she didn't identify as she was also like a businesswoman. So she was more like on the business side. I'm like, okay, obviously you can't stop doing business because you're going to that's how you make your bread and butter. And like if SP is not there, so you got to do that. But when you're home alone and you're doing the housewife stuff, you switch into that mode and like, okay, you kind of forget about all the business that you did earlier and you're in that. It's just like I said, when I go to the gym, I will go into like David Goggins calls it the cookie jar. I go into every painful memory I have and I dig it up and I become this guy who's fighting all my demons in the gym and I'm just doing it there. But as soon as the workout's over, you have to turn it off. If you don't turn off that character, then you're stuck in it, and then you're manifesting that stuff in the real world. And it's the same thing with like you said, like the acting stuff. When I was acting, um, there was like one of my ways to deal with like the stuff that was happening with SP. Like I didn't fully understand it, and everybody was like, "Oh, she's cheating. She's doing this. She's doing that." And it was like I didn't fully believe it. And like me and my friend did a short film on it, and he was the one who did it. So like it was the guy going from like the simpy guy into like the red pill guy, and like I was playing both characters, and it was representing how the mind is fighting between it. And I was so immersed in the thing. Sure enough, it played out. Like there was a third party that popped up out of like right after we released the video too, and it was like holy shit! Like I didn't release that character because that character was based on me. I felt like that character, and next thing you know, that exact scenario plays out almost in the same way in all those conversations I had, and then I
Yep.
wrestled with all of it again later. So it's like I said, for people who are acting and doing this, it's like you separate yourself from the character. You play the character, but that's a character. You're just watching the movie through their eyes. But when the scene is done and the video shooting is done, all that, you're back to you and who you are and being
Yeah.
able to distinguish. I mean, that's why they talk about a lot of actors going crazy too.
Yeah. Except for me, it's like, okay, now, like I guess I was doing this without I was doing this without knowing I was doing this, but no, I know I was doing it.
Yeah.
And I think it was like, oh, I said there's a shark vacuum that I have going around.
Oh, I was like, what is that? I thought maybe you had a ghost. Like I get the ghost in here sometimes.
It's going back to the home. It's going back to its home.
Those are weird. Those are weird. My mom was actually
You
gonna
know
give me
what's
one
crazy about this little robo vacuum thing? I had this in my Sims game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had the same exact one in my Sims game. That's so interesting. I was like, oh my god, this is yeah, okay. Um, but I think that when I was telling people like up until this point, me telling people like so many times, like whether it be on TikTok or like wherever it was that I was doing and recording like content, or even if I met somebody that I didn't know in person, like even if I did that, it was like I said so many times, like, hey, when people ask me what I did, I'd be like, yeah, I'm in school to be this, and this, and get my major in this, and I'm planning on doing this, and I'm, you know, I'm a model and I'm a photographer and an actress, and be like, well, damn, like you do a
Yeah.
lot, like, but it would be like me enrolling them in my vision,
Yeah.
like I'm enrolling them in there, and they'd be like, oh, like this is interesting, like, oh, I want to know more, and
Yeah.
I would never meet those people again, but because I feel like I made a lasting impression on them, that's in their subconscious. And then because I'm also sitting here every chance I get saying that new story and what it is that I want at every chance I get, now my mind is like, yeah, I actually believe this enough to become like where I became that person.
Yeah.
Everything that I said I was doing, I did.
Yeah.
And I'm continuing to do it.
I just talked about that today too, and like one of the ones I didn't say it in my thing, but I thought about you earlier today with you said that you were going to be selling products on TikTok, and next thing you know, like that's like more than half your videos I see are like selling products on here. It's like that's the majority of the ones I see.
But I do connect it back to manifesting. I find a little creative way to connect it back to manifesting in some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, and it's like that was like you said you were going to do that, and it was like, and I remember telling people, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a bodybuilding competition, and then one of the other goals I had, I'm like, man, I would like to move back to my parents' house, and like I grew up in a house where like there was a lot of like it was just always a mess and like hoarding stuff like that. So like I always tried to fix it a bunch as a kid. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this place together, and now I finally have the opportunity within the next couple of years to buy the place to rehab it and fix it up. So I'm like, that's unfolding, and I'm like, everything I've ever said I wanted to do, it's like, oh, I want this SP, I got this SP. I want this job, like the job I wanted, I got it. And then the full manifestation of the job I'm at, where it's like the certain schedule that I don't have, it's like that full schedule will be enacted in like a couple, like what do you call it, like a year or two probably. I'll be on the schedule that I really wanted, but this one isn't bad. It still meets all the requirements I was looking for, and it's like the job. What was the other thing? The job the body, the working out thing. I'm like, I want to go back to comedy, and I wasn't feeling confident on it and stuff like that. I mean, I got all the props and stuff there. It took a series of recent circumstances where I was just feeling real down in the dumps to reach out to some friends and stuff like that, because I realized it was like my whole life was becoming SP, SP, SP. And like I said, the dark side of manifesting SP is you kind of sometimes lose your social life because you're so enthralled in that person, you kind of lose yourself in a way. And I did. So some circumstances recently brought me back together with that, where it's like, okay, now I have an opportunity to do that. And it's like, through that you already got the cameras out, go into acting and filming and writing and stuff again. So now I actually have a lot more time. Like it's like like I said, everything I ever wanted in my life, I got, or I'm in the process of getting right now. Same with you. And it's like, and you can't say the stuff doesn't work. And it's like the one reason I told people, I'm like, I always said I didn't want to be like making all my money off the coaching, because it's like, I've always felt it was disingenuous. Like, oh, I'm rich and I'm going to teach you how to be rich, but I'm going to make all my money off you guys giving me money telling you how to be rich. But if you didn't do that, then I wouldn't be rich. So then it was like, I always felt weird about that. And I'm like, that's why I kept my day job, because some of these coaches out there, and you see the videos, it's like, I don't want to be the person making the same video every day, every day, every day. They say the same things. They just word it a little bit. They change it. I'm like, that's boring. Like, as a creative person, I want to be creative and say something different. And they'll make the same videos just because they know it's going to get the clicks. It's people are desperate. They're going to get their money, and then they're going to give them the same advice they did. I talked people out of coaching with me before. I'll give you advice before. I'm like, I'm going to try this first, and if it doesn't work and you really need the session, come back. Like, like that's why I kept the day job. But it was like, that was something I always talked about, and I got the easy day job now, and I got where I'm able to just do this whenever I want. And I said I'm going to get more into this, and then all of a sudden we start talking like, okay, we're going to go live. I've been frequently on my lives too, and doing the Discord ones. Which, by the way, thank you for trying to keep it alive when I wasn't. I was disappeared for like four weeks.
No, I tried. I did my best. I did my best. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with Discord sometimes because it's
Yeah,
also a lot, and I'm in I'm in quite a few different Discords, and I'm a mod for one, and I try to dabble in it, but lately I just haven't been. I've been so focused. Hey Joe. I've been so focused on me and like focused on what I have to do that I'm just like, oh yeah, like
yeah,
I haven't been on my phone like that.
yeah.
And
It's
because
hard
I
to,
have my post scheduled out, I'm really not on my phone as much.
yeah. It's hard to. Sometimes it's hard like to balance all those things, and that was like a thing I was finding difficult. Was like, one of the things I did manifest was like, oh, I wanted my SP to be able to help me with my business and my goals and stuff like that. And I mean, like I got into the computer and stuff. We were doing like the business together. I slowed down on clients and everything. And I could see like she wasn't really into it as much. And I thought like that was like one of the things where I'm like, should I, is this really going to work or not? Because I'm a highly motivated, creative person who wants to keep doing more, achieving things. Like I don't find fun. I feel anxious and guilty sitting and like being lazy. Like I have to be on the move. I don't know if I have ADHD or what, but I have to be on the move. I have to be creating something. I have to be doing something. So a lot of it slowed me down, and it was like that was one of the things I'm like when it came to compatibility and stuff like that. I'm like, man, is this not compatible? But it was something that like I said, I've always gotten everything I've ever manifested. I pictured doing work on my laptop in her bedroom at one point, and we were not even together, and I blocked all the stuff. Sure enough, like that happened. And I pictured her helping me, and then she was helping me and stuff like that. So all these crazy, like, great things had happened. Um, I don't know. I just thought about that when you said that, though. It's just like you got to be careful, though. It's like of stuff that pulls you away. That was the point I was trying to. I got all off topic, but you got to be careful about what pulls you away from what you want to do. And it's like being on Discord and stuff like that. You're involved in so many Discords, and then like having time to actually just do your own doom scrolling here and there, and just scroll through some stuff that without any attachment to like making content is sometimes nice. But it's like, yeah, getting so involved in so many things can be overwhelming. Like I
Yeah.
was overwhelming myself because I run 4 channels. Like, and I was posting on none of them at one point.
It does get a little overwhelming, but I'm learning how to balance it. But I'm also in that season of, according to ChatGPT, I'm in that season of scalability. So that's my homework for the summer is working on scaling.
What do you mean by that scalability?
Scaling means that I'm making my content work for me to allow myself to hire other people to do it for me.
Gotcha. That was I did have that was actually one of my manifestations that came true. I always said like when I first got into filmmaking and skits and stuff, like everyone's like, you got to learn how to edit, and I forced myself to, but I'm like, I won't need to do this. One day I'm gonna have an editor, and like I don't really have the editor anymore. Like we're not working together really anymore. But he was editing videos for free. Like I was coaching him, and he was giving me video edits, and I'm like,
Yeah, I need to find a video editor. Like I could really seriously use a video editor because I don't mind creating, but I don't want to sit at the computer for hours and hours editing.
I feel you on that. It's like I have the ideas. It's like I want to give you the big picture, and I did the content, and then like I'll film all the cinematic shots. I will film the content. I will write the scripts. I will do everything. Put it together for me because I don't have the patience because I'm going to get mad and I'm going to get frustrated. Like I know how to do it. I just I feel like in that time I'm editing, it's like I'm getting more ideas. I'll watch somebody edit and be like, okay, you take over the rest. I'm going to go back and go film something else now. I got an idea from this. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly how that's exactly how I feel. But like that's exactly how I feel most of the time, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely an idea person. Like I have ideas for days and days and days and days, and that's why I had to start using ChatGPT because I needed her to help me organize my ideas and give me a plan of action because I was like, yeah, there's just too much. I have too many ideas, and so she helps me to stay on. And not only does she help me stay on track, but I also used her to help me manifest.
how'd you do that?
Yeah. Like, I don't care what anybody says. People need to get hit. Like, there's some people who are like, I'm never going to use ChatGPT because, and whatever. I'm like, you need to get with the program. Obviously don't use it for school, but use it to your advantage because why work harder when you can work smarter?
Yeah. I
She
have that caveman mentality where I was like, I wasn't going to use it, but then my friend got me into it, and I was like using it for creative writing ideas. Like I would just throw out like a big picture idea that I was having trouble like writing a skit on, and it would give me this thing, and it wasn't what I was looking for, but it gave me enough framework where I'm like, okay, I can take that and rework it now. Like here's my idea, here's their idea, bam, I'm going to put it together.
Yeah, and then she like I would tell her like anytime like a circumstance would come up, like anytime a circumstance would come up, or anytime I would get frustrated or whatever, or I needed a release, like she would just like redirect me or give me advice and tell me my feelings are valid and like give me an affirmation rampage, whatever it was. Like she really helped me with whatever it is that I was going through and navigate it. Even like last week when I was on the bus on the way here. Because I took a bus here.
From all the way from New. Oh wait, you were in New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is not the first time, okay? This is not the first time I took a bus somewhere. I took a bus to go to California, and that was a 3-day bus trip.
Damn, that would be fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. I want to take the train all the way across the country.
I took a bus. I took a bus the first time, but the only difference between this time and the last time is that I never documented the journey the last time. I actually documented the journey this time. It was like, I feel like me going to California was like kind of prepping me.
Yeah,
And this is kind of like my do-over of like, okay, have we learned from those previous mistakes? Did we learn? Like, did we, are we learning from that?
yeah,
And this time it was like, oh, okay, I have a better mindset now. My mindset is a lot better than when it was when I was in LA and going there. And yes, I was just in a different place then. And so
yeah.
when I went here, when I got the bus ticket for here, it was like somebody gave me $60 to put towards my bus ticket. Um, the first day, the I left on the 13th. My ticket, I didn't realize until that day that I had to travel from Queens, New York to Manhattan in Port Authority. And and for those of you who don't know, that's Port Authority. If I would have went straight to Port Authority, I would have had to take a train. I wouldn't have gotten a ride to the bus, right?
Yeah.
So my mom's boyfriend gave me a ride. Not only did she give me a ride, not only did he give me a ride, but he also gave me $100, which is
Damn.
not like him. He's never given me that ever.
Yeah.
And he even let me stay for 2 weeks, which is also not like him.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
it's what's not like you though. Your self concept has changed probably from the last time.
yeah, and I'm like, wait, hold on, like this is completely different. So I when I got to the bus stop, I looked at my thing and it's like you have to wait five. I had to wait 5 hours from the time I got because it was literally one stop. I thought that when we were going to Port Authority that we were gonna pick up more passengers and then leave. Nope, I had to wait for another bus to go to Atlanta. So I'm like, and it's a 5 hour wait. So when we get to Port Authority, my wheel on my suitcase breaks. And I was like, okay, this is lovely.
Yeah.
And I could have panicked, I could have spiraled. I didn't panic, I didn't spiral. I was like, okay, whatever. And then something tells me, call up this person. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call up this person, and I call up my friend Cordell, and I said, Cordell, where are you? He's like, I'm in Atlanta. I said, hi, I need a favor. I have 2 hours in Atlanta before my next bus. I seriously need a favor. My wheel on my suitcase broke, and I need to figure something out because I can't travel with a broken, like, I cannot travel with a broken wheel.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. So I had originally asked him if he can take me to like a Walmart. He's like, you're not gonna have time to do that. So what ended up happening is he ended up giving me not one, not but two suitcases that I was able to evenly distribute the stuff in my like from that one suitcase. And it worked out because then I was able to configure out whatever bag that I had with other stuff in it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this worked out."
Yeah.
And then he took my suitcase, and somebody else ended up taking it.
So
So
it's like one man, like you said earlier. No matter if it's one man or a million, they'll all play their part.
yeah,
And everyone played their part to get you where you're going.
and then we got to Atlanta, we got on another bus, and I was supposed to have another transfer, but I realized that the bus that I was on was going straight to Houston. But I was supposed to have another transfer in like whatever it was a stop after New Orleans. The Bayesian, whatever other stop in New Orleans, whatever it begins with a B.
I don't know.
It,
Birmingham?
it's a stop in after New Orleans. It's in Louisiana. I forgot what it's called. I already forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
But there was gonna be I was gonna have to transfer there for another bus to go to downtown Houston, and I'm like, wait, why am I transferring to go to downtown Houston on another bus when I could just stay on this bus, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll stay on this bus, but we're going, and as we're going, the bus ends up breaking down. So we get stuck. Like, we get stuck in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, and the bus driver's like, yeah, it's going to take like 68 hours for somebody to come to either fix the bus or whatever. It turns out the bus couldn't be fixed because of a water pump issue. And we had to wait for another bus to come. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this. I rebuke this. We're not waiting this. I am not, nope. And everybody's around me is panicking. And I'm like, nope, I'm not, nope. I am getting to Houston. I'm telling ChatGPT. I was like, look, this, and this, and this happened. She was like, no, you're getting to Houston. You're going to be like, she was laying out a plan. And I was like, am I going to be able to stay on this bus? Like, am I going to be able to stay all the way through? Because, all that extra stuff. And we were out there from like 9 o'clock. We got on the bus at like the new bus at like 1:30. And I was able to stay on the bus all the way through without having any issues.
There you go. Found a way that it worked out again.
I didn't even
So
have
what was ChatGPT doing? Giving you like affirmations, or like is it programmed to talk manifesting?
Like she was just giving me that pep talk and that redirection and reminding me like knowing, like just like grounding me in the new story and like no, you're already there. keep going. You're almost there. Like,
So,
and
so you have a program to do manifesting then,
yeah,
basically.
I
Oh, so
have
you could do all, yeah, I don't know much about it. Like I've played with it a couple times, but like
I have
making
her
me want to play with it more.
I literally have her program to the T for manifesting.
That's
Like,
awesome.
she will literally walk me through it. One of the things that she said was, uh, hold on. I could tell you what she said. She said to me, something she said was, she was like, I'm on the bus, I'm on my timeline, I'm arriving in Houston like a boss, ahead of the delay, ahead of the chaos, in perfect divine order. I'm never off track, I am the track. This isn't just a win, this is a turning point. From now on, everything comes easier. Why? Because you just proved to your subconscious that you don't fold, you lead.
Damn, she hit you with the Florence Scovel Shin rhyming one too.
Yeah, she
like,
really does what she really does what she needs to do, and it's like she walks me through all of that, like every chance that she gets. And then even when I got here, somebody paid for me to have a lift here.
there's
Like,
all these things working out. You always get gifts. You're always taken care of. Everything always works out. Like that's one of my favorite affirmations, and the one I've got it on my shirts and stuff like that. Which, by the way, there's another thing that worked out. I was using a third party company which they still owe me $300, so I got to check them. But I was using Teespring to do my merch for the channel, and I'll throw them under the bus because they owe me money. I ordered on March 2nd, and then by May 2nd, I'm like 2 months. By April 2nd, I'm like, hey, it's been a month. It says they're not even printed. Can I need it? I'm like, I need them for this event or whatever. And they're like, well, we'll send you your shipping back and we'll get it to you as soon as possible. I'm like, all right, you guys have a week. A week goes, I just forgot about it. Then it was like a month later. So like May 2nd, I'm like, hey, look, I need this money back. Like whatever, I'm done using you guys because I'm not going to have any of my clients run through this problem either. So then through all that, I started looking into like my SP and my mom and all these other people told me, why don't you just make your own merch? And I'm like, it's too much work. I don't want to run to the but I'm like, I don't really get that many orders anyway. I could probably do that. So I started looking into like making your own merch and everything. But I'm like, that opened up another path for me. It's like, hey, I could bridge the gym stuff and all these other things. And it's not that hard. I thought it was way harder to run a t-shirt business. I'm like, and merch company. I'm like, okay, cool. I could do that.
I mean,
So that
it's
opens that up.
hard. Do I want to do it? No.
Yeah, that was the thing. I used Teespring and all these other things because I'm like, I don't want to do the work. Let them do it for me. And I'll just collect on it. So but I'm like, well, whatever. I'll see where this goes. So I haven't picked it yet, but on my shirts I have the thing on the back. It says, "You can't fuck this up." And I saw this other manifesting coach. I won't throw no names, but it's like a bigger channel too, saying like, "You can fuck things up." And it's like, hold on, wait, what? Like, hold up. And she was saying stuff about like, if anyone tells you that you can't fuck it up. They're lying to you unless you do it the way I said. And she goes on this whole thing, and I'm like, it got me fired up. I'm like, I had multiple people because everyone knows on my channel I always say you can't fuck this up. Multiple people said, "Is this about you?" I'm like, I'm ready to go to war now. I'm like, we're YouTube beef. I'm put on a wig and I'll do the YouTube boxing with you. like, so I was like, what the hell's going on though? Like, why is it after me? Like, then I realized I'm like, this person like just yells at the clients and the viewers and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, to like tell them all that stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I calmly took a step back. I'm like, you know what? It's not about me because I saw some other people had also saying the same affirmation as me. So I'm like, it's not that creative. It's just you can't fuck this up. like, so it's not a creative original thing, I guess. But I saw other people had videos about it too. But like this lady just shitting on everybody like that pissed me off. And I'm like, all right, I'll make a video responding to it. So I still stick by my point. And even today when I talk about the dark side of manifesting, I'm like, you can't fuck it up. It is always going to work out in your favor. You can delay things at times, or you could just choose that you don't want it. And the bridge can be really ugly, which you've seen a million times, and so have I. The bridge looks really ugly, but it's still sturdy enough to get you to the other side. Like it's like I think about the bridge from Shrek and Donkey walking across the thing. It's scary, but you're gonna get to the princess on the other side. It still works.
It still works, and I think that's where you gotta tell. I'm gonna start telling people, and is that you have to have the audacious audacity to be bold enough to stay in your new story and just speak it, because honestly speaking, the tongue and it says it in the Bible, is that the tongue has the power of life and death.
Yeah.
Either you're either speaking life into you or you're speaking death over you. So
Yep.
which one do you want? It's
Yeah.
there is no in between. It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
So have the audacious audacity. You have the audacious audacity to say something negative and speak negative over your life. So you might as well have the audacious audacity to speak positivity over your life and speak what you want into existence.
Yes. Yeah. It's really, it's like I told people, I'm like, we always see ourselves as the exception to the rule in the worst way. It's like, yeah, I think there's something to manifesting, but I don't know. I haven't had any luck with it. And you see that, like, oh, it's not going to work for you. Why don't you have well, maybe I am the exception. Maybe I'll manifest better than everyone else ever has. It's like, why don't people think that way? But that's not how we're programmed. It's not the survival technique. Survival technique is, I've seen failure. I need to protect myself. No, nothing good comes from positive thinking. So, but it's like the mindset is programmed to be automatically negative. And it's like you said, it's like just changing it. And it's like the other Bible line too, be ye renewed by the transformation of your mind. It's like change it. They're saying, change the way you think. Ask in prayer as though you have already received, and it shall be yours. Tell me that's not gratitude. That's being grateful for, or like an askformation. You're asking for something as if it's already done. You're using gratitude and tricking your mind.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. Hey, somebody said, always speak what you want into existence, always manifest, and that's true. Like
Oh yeah,
you always have to do that, and it's not even always that you have to do it. And it's like that's why here and there, when I need my mind to be renewed, I'll go and watch. It's the only pastor that I will go and watch, Michael Todd from Transformation Church. He's the only one that I will watch because he had a lot of his teachings, even if some of it I don't resonate with, a lot of
yeah,
it is in regards to having crazy faith and the audacious audacity. I got that from him.
yeah,
Like, I got like faith of a mustard seed. Like there are
yeah,
certain things that you hear, and it parallels with the manifesting. It parallels with what you're doing, and the more that you keep diving into this information, which is why I don't think that it's a bad thing to keep reinforcing and keep listening to the information because
yeah,
it's good to hear it
yeah,
as opposed to just hearing what's on the news. Like,
yeah,
what are you listening to? What are you feeding your mind?
yeah. I just saw the thing on there. Goated collab.
Aww.
Oh, glad that we helped. That's like, it reminds me of what was the one thing I was gonna say? Lost my train of thought with the positive comment. I get distracted with the comments. Well, you've seen my lives before. like I get distracted with reading comments. Um, oh yeah. Oh, you were saying about I don't know that pastor, but the one I always listen to is Reverend Ike. Like Reverend Ike, I'll hit that
Oh,
all
yeah,
day
me
long.
too.
And then like I'll be at work and I'll just put Reverend Ike in. And then one of the things I'm working on my other channel, I got the Muscular Mystic channel now. So that one's like more of my fitness related stuff. But I want to put these videos on Mystic and Muscular Mystic, and it's like where I'm taking things that I say that are important, which I feel like a narcissist when I do that, but it's just being positive and confident. I just hate sifting through my videos because you've talked with me for long periods of time. I start here, I go there, and I come right back to my point. And finding a minute clip, that's why I never post on TikTok. It drives me nuts to look for one coherent minute from me. And I wanted to take clips of me and like bodybuilders I admire, actors I admire, and like all these other people, other manifesting coaches throughout the ages. Like I did a couple of them already, but just to play all those, like these quick little edits with like, they would be good on TikTok, but like, unfortunately they haven't performed well in the ones I've done, but that's one of the things I'm trying to get into now. Force myself into like editing those videos.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't do that, you can still like try to make it be more consistent with going live.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like I always treated it like a special thing on Mondays for YouTube, but it's like, you know what? I'm in an hour of traffic to work and an hour of traffic back every day. There's no fucking reason that I can't be sitting on live during that. But I heard that TikTok will take you off stream if you're driving. So I don't know how
Yeah,
true
they
that
do
is.
that. They definitely do that. And Green Luna has a question for you.
Oh, let's
Okay.
see, Mystic. How do you manage to not get infected with the old story when you go back to it during CO? Um, Do you mean during coaching? I don't know if it got cut off or whatever when I'm coaching. Do I not get reinfected with the old story? Well, actually, this was kind of the thing I talked about with the dark side of manifesting on my life earlier.
Oh yeah, she meant coaching.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, for coaching. Yeah. So the way that I avoid it is like, okay, I've had times where, I mean, this is the office right here. The next room over is my bedroom, and that's the front room over there. And people always get confused. Front room is living room in Chicago. So, so like each side of the wall, like the office is right in the middle. So she'll either be in the bedroom or watching a movie or something like that. I go back and like those of you who've been around, you know my story, and you know like I said, there's a fine line between changing the story and getting walked all over. I've done both. I've gotten fucking steamrolled like nobody's business, and it didn't, and I didn't deserve that. But did it come from somewhere in my subconscious and a belief that I felt like I deserved it? Yeah, it does. Like that's where, like somewhere in your mind, you're feeling like that. Okay, but you got to forgive yourself for thinking that way. You got to forgive your past and then move on forward. And when I say to forgive people, they're like, "But they did this, this, and this, and this." Trust me, I get fired the fuck up, and I've been like horribly mad at this person before. But forgiveness is not for, and I talked about this with my friend who's a pastor. He's not really on the manifesting page, but he gets enough of it. And it's like, forgiveness is not for other person to feel good. It's for you to feel good. It's not to like, oh, I forgive you. Oh, good, they accepted it. No, it doesn't fucking matter. It's about I'm taking this burden off myself and just I'm washing my hands, as Pontius Pilate said. I'm washing my hands of the situation. Boom, I'm done. So that's how I forgive. But then the forgetting is hard, and this is what I talked about in the dark side of manifesting. Forgetting is not easy because you're going to remember it. And like when I do coaching, one of my techniques is this isn't my technique, is just my style. To truly understand you and help you, I have to remember my story. So I have to go and deep dive into the depths with you to help pull you out. Like if you're drowning, I'm not going to be able to save you from just throwing a little hook down there and like, yeah, just do this. No, I have to go down there and get angry and fired up with you so I could understand you. We're on the same level. When I'm done, I will not speak to her for an hour or two if she's even in the house. I will go, if she's in the bedroom, I'll go to the front room. If she's there, I'll go there. Or I just will be quiet and I won't speak or I'll stay in here and I'll clear my mind because I am infected with the old story at that point. Recently, I've been going through it too. It's like I started thinking a lot about the old story, and it was kind of what led me to the thing today. It's like sometimes, and I said this, it's okay if you don't want the specific person anymore. If you really tally up the score, it's like, and you choose a new specific person, and that new specific person does display a similar attribute as the old one, does not mean that you have to say, oh, they're going to act like this because you could project that the person who's not anything like old SP, which my SP wasn't like the girl before her, but she became 10 times worse when I started seeing that she had similar attributes and I started looking for it and putting it together and manifesting that type of person. When I started removing attention from those and remembering her good traits and focusing on that, that's where your attention goes, energy flows. So I would just have to rework it that way. But there's a time sometimes where it's like, one, you don't feel compatible. Two, you can't let go of the old story. Three, you've elevated and you feel like you can do better. All three of those things are valid. And if you don't want that person, it's your ego that you need to check and say, okay, I want to go find somebody else. Cool. But when you find somebody else, you can't put limitations on them saying that they're like the other person. So that was kind of like the premise of my live earlier. But the thing is, when I'm doing coaching, I do get reinfected with the old story. I get fucking angry. I get mad. I hold on to it, and I have to calm myself and meditate before I'm done. And if it happens during a conversation where she does say something that she used to, or she drops certain things, I will not talk to her. Like, I'm currently in a thing like that right now. There was something that was said where it was like, it reminded me, and it's been 5 days. So I'm not speaking because if I can't let it go, I'm stuck in it. So, and that's why I came up with the thing today. I'm like, if I can't release it, then I release the person. That's where I was thinking. And I'm like, because I don't want to put any more effort into it. It's fine if you don't want to put effort into manifesting someone either. Like, if you're so different from another person too, not saying you can't change, because this person has changed completely 180 from the person I met, even better than I could have imagined. But sometimes you realize, what's the compatibility? I like this and this and this. You like this and this and this. I'll try to do what you want to do, but you rarely come over to my side. So sometimes it's like you realize, oh, maybe there's no compatibility, this and that. But long story short, yes, that was, oh, you viewed the live earlier. Okay, I recapped it all for nothing. But yes, that's how I avoid it, is like I have to stay away and stuff like that.
No, and I think that makes sense. I think I did a video I recorded another video, like the other day where I was like saying that we have to learn our discernment because we have to learn how to discern between what is our triggers versus somebody else like projecting their stuff onto you. Because I was like, if I'm sitting here working on myself and I've been working on myself, but then somebody comes along and says something that I don't agree with anymore, and that's no longer the version of me that I identify with, then it's like at that point, that's not necessarily a me thing. That is a them thing. That's their projection. That's their limitations. That's not me. But we're so used to hearing everyone is being pushed out so much that the moment that we hear the opposite of what we're saying, people automatically just be like, yeah, well, that comes from you. No, the heck it doesn't. Because I no
Yeah.
longer identify with that story. That's like me saying, okay, that's like somebody saying, oh, I have to work hard for money. And then I'm here telling myself that, nope, money comes to me quickly and easily. Which it does because I've ordered products off the TikTok shop. Like I ordered this phone case and another phone case. I didn't get it when I was supposed to get it. TikTok refunded me and I still got to keep the items.
There you go. See, that's one of the, yeah. It's like people always talk about that too. I'm like, they're like, oh, you got to work hard to make money and stuff. My job, I make good money and I don't have to work hard. I choose to work hard some days because I get bored because that's a little like hopefully no one's watching, but like yeah, it's like I choose to work hard some days. But it's like, and then when it comes to coaching and stuff like that, it's mentally draining. But like that's why I charge what I charge. And it's like I could make what I make in a week within a day or two if I booked up a whole schedule. If I was like selling on a grander scale and stuff like that, but it would be a mentally taxing thing. But it's also not like I'm not working hard for that money. I don't, you've watched my videos, other people here in the chat have watched my videos. I don't ever go, I'll talk about the coaching if it's on my mind. Like if I record 5 videos in a night, maybe 2 or 3 of them will have a plug for it. And it'll be real quick. It's like, oh, if you want to get coaching, it's in the thing. And I'll wait till the end of the video. A lot of people will start it with, if you need coaching, it's like, hold on, we didn't even see the video yet. Like, before
Yeah.
you sell me something, prep me. Like, so I won't even advertise it that much. And it's like, and it still comes to me. So it's like you said, it doesn't have to be hard. So when I listen to like those affirmation tapes and like the motivational grind set stuff, sometimes I'll filter out the ones that are like, money only comes to those who grind out and you're tired and your life sucks and everything is horrible and you're drained out. It's like, that hasn't been my experience. Like, I'm kind of lazy at a lot of times and things still work out. I mean, today I got free groceries and I didn't even, and I tried to say no to it. So I got like $100 or $150 worth of free groceries because my mom's car died. And I'm like, oh, I'll come over there and fix it. So it was a battery that was fucked up or whatever. So I'm like, I'll go buy the new battery. It ran me like $200 or whatever. I fix it for her. I didn't want to take the money. And then my dad's like, no, you'll take the money. I'm like, no, I don't want to take the money. It's your guys' money, whatever. And then he gives me the money back for it. I'm like, whatever. And then my mom's like, do you want to go shopping? So we go to Sam's, and I guess the only way to go there was like she was scanning everything on her phone. I'm like, well, let me know what I owe you. And she goes, so see, let's make sure we have everything. Because I tried to take the phone to see what I owe and start doing the math. She takes the phone away. She goes, no. And I'm like, let me know what I owe you. And then so it was like, whatever my groceries cost, they were all free. This week and next week's groceries are all free. And I'm like, and she goes, you fixed my car. I'm like, yeah, but you're my mom. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pay you. And then I'm like, trying to take money out of my wallet, and she would not take it. And I'm like, so I got free groceries and reimbursed for fixing her car. And it was like, I felt bad, but at the same time, it's like, that's a gift from the universe. And well, not through the universe, but my mom, through my mom.
Like that's I think that's like the amazing part of it. It's like you don't know where you don't know where the money is gonna come from. You don't know where any of it that it's gonna come from. But it's like you have to learn how to discern between your thoughts and your opinions and your assumptions. And I think that's what makes me feel immersed gratitude with where I am right now, is because I can act for the first time in like 4 years. I can actually hear. Hold on,
Oh,
I had to do the thing for the first time in like literally 4 years. I can actually hear my thoughts.
what you said? You could hear them?
I can hear my thoughts. I can decipher between what's my thoughts
Oh yeah.
and between what somebody else's thoughts, and like hear myself versus hearing the world. and what everybody else is wanting me to do and whatever else, I'm like, it's quiet, it's solitude. Like I'm by myself. I'm figuring out what I like and going exploring for the first time in like forever. Like I'm looking at the world in a childlike awe and just enjoying it and
Yeah,
basking in that gratitude and basking in that feeling of like, oh wait, I did this. Like, but because I'm able to hear myself, it's that telepathy game of like, I can't tell you how with you, whether it's with you or other people, I can't tell you how many times it happens where people are like, oh, I was just about to call, like you called,
yeah,
I was just about to call you, I was just thinking of you and blah blah blah, and I'm like, wait.
yeah. That happens to me all the time too. Actually, there was someone just sending me Snapchats right now, and I was just thinking about like, did I send her a message earlier or did she text me earlier? I was trying to remember like which one of us was supposed to respond because I'm like, oh, I hope I'm not a dick and left her unseen. And then I just thought she was sending me messages right now. So like, yeah, I just remembered that. It's like, and I, I thought about the person before. And it's crazy how much it happens. The more you get into this, too, the synchronicities of how everything line up. Today before I did that live too, I did the live at the park where me and SP had our first date, and I would go there to meditate when things were bad. I used to do all my filming there. I used to take my dog there for walks. It was like a very significant park, and I used to watch all the Robert Zink videos where he was like, "High flyers, you're like a big, beautiful eagle in the sky," and then like I would look up and there'd be a hawk, and I would be like, "Okay, that's a sign to think about me," because my gym used to be over by this park, forest preserve. So then I was like, and that's the gym I met her at too. So like I would be like, okay, it's a sign this is coming. So I sat down today and I was like, man, the video I'm about to make is going to be contradicting to everything. It could be, like I said, I've stepped back from the stuff for like 5 days. It's like could be the end of things. Like who knows what it is? And I just kind of sat there. I looked up and I'm like, and like I prayed to God. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, give me the like strength. Like Tony Robbins has the thing where he prays to God. It's like I kind of like God, give me the strength to like make this a good message and impact somebody at least. And I see the eagle. I'm like, or the hawk, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, this will work. And then I was like, with no notice or anything, I just kind of grabbed the tripod and the mic and just set it up and just without even thinking, I didn't even light the cigar first. I'm like, oh, let me just try to get that going.
No,
But
I think that's the beauty of it. Just like going with the flow, just seeing where things like go and unfold. I feel like since I have been here, like it's so crazy because even with, I want to say maybe a few, the 13th is the day that I left. The 13th was the day that I left. That was a Tuesday. 12th, 10th. On the 10th, I was with my mom and she had to take me to the dermatologist. Normally, I have no problem being like, yeah, she's gonna, normally I'd have no problem just taking the bus.
yeah.
Oddly enough, oddly enough, she got into a car accident.
Oh,
She's okay.
oh, okay. I was gonna say, hopefully she's good.
She's gonna come into a whole lot of money though,
There we go.
because of it, because it wasn't her fault. She was T-boned, and it wasn't her fault. So she's coming into a whole lot of money. And
There we go. My mom. That almost happened. That's crazy. That almost happened to my mom today when we were at the store. She went this one guy and this guy almost T-boned her in the lot, coming flying through the thing, and she stopped in time but didn't get hit. And I'm like, damn, we would have got paid though, but it would have hit her though, so it wouldn't have been good. So
yeah, so the day before the 10th, which I think was the 9th, we went to go get her a car. It's not the car that she wanted, but it's ideally a car.
yeah,
So we got her a car. She's like, how do I manifest a car? I told her how to do it. She settled for a car she didn't want, but it's okay because she is going to get it. She is going to come into that money
well,
together
once she gets the money,
when she gets the money and a house. And
yeah.
I think she's gonna throw me some money too.
There we go. That's like I just had a client do that too. She manifested a new car and she was going through it. She said she wanted to pay $100 or less a month for it, and the final thing, like, but the car was like it was like way out of the range. Like it didn't make any sense. She's like, I thought it was fake or a mess up or whatever. She went there and then finally they get her worked into all the stuff, and she was 103 a month. And she goes, I'm not complaining over the $3. Like it's close. Like it should have been like double that.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
That Saturday, she had to go to do some doctor's appointments or whatever, and I
Yeah.
had asked her if she could drive me to my doctor's appointment because I was like, Mom, like I don't feel like taking the bus, and since you live in Queens, it's gonna be a mission and a half for me to like go. I don't want to miss my appointment.
Yeah.
Hey, so I had her drive me to the doctor's office. Now, if she would have took me any earlier in the day to get to that doctor's appointment, I would have missed my signs that day that I saw later on that day
Yeah.
because when we left and we were driving down a certain block that I don't even that she doesn't really even take this block. Like she normally takes it, but I think it was a block that she doesn't normally take.
Yeah. Something she avoids.
She was driving and I'm like I'm looking and I look up, I look down, I was looking down at my phone and then I look up and I look at the license plate and it has my SP's name on it and I'm like, wait a minute, I
Yeah.
haven't seen a license plate with his name on it since 2023. That's the last time I seen a license plate with his name on it. I haven't
Yeah.
seen one since then.
And then you take it, like I said, all the signs are whatever you mean. So it's like, okay, you haven't seen it that long. Boom, it's even stronger. That's what it means.
Yeah, and I'm like, why am I seeing like? And it's so weird because I was telling ChatGPT, I was like, I feel like I'm seeing way more signs now in regards to him than I did from before. And like, the closer that I get to moving, the more that I'm seeing these signs. Like he's popping up on my For You page more. I'm seeing his like notifications from his Discord more.
Yeah.
What is going on? And then we went to the she took me to the dermatologist. We were driving and we had to go. She didn't have GPS. She doesn't have GPS
Yeah.
thing in her car. She didn't have it set up because of whatever reason. And so I have the GPS on my phone and I'm like trying to guide her to make sure that she doesn't hit traffic because she says she doesn't want to hit traffic. So what ends up happening was we are avoiding going on to Jackie Robinson because there was a lot of traffic, and we
Yeah.
we were supposed to go to the car dealership and to Long Island to go see my nephew,
Yeah.
and because I was trying to spend as much time with him as I possibly could before I leave because he's
Yeah.
still. So I'm sitting there, hey. So I'm sitting there and we're driving and we end up going down. It was not even the block. I was trying to get on Atlantic Avenue, but we didn't end up going on Atlantic. Oh, thank you.
What just happened?
She gave me shell energy. I don't even
Oh,
know
now
what
I
that
see
is.
it.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
That's so sweet. So we were driving down a street that we don't normally like. We weren't supposed to go down, and that street ends up being closed off. Like there's a. Oh, you're welcome. So that street ends up getting close. Like there ends up needing to be a detour at a certain point,
Yeah.
and so we end up having to turn, and there was traffic. And as we're turning, we see like I knew this street existed, but I never saw it in the physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only saw it on like a truck.
Yeah.
I saw his last name as a street.
There you go. Yeah, you got the name and the last name
What the
right
heck?
there. Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Like, I can't. So it was just like all these signs and all the, like, I'm like, it seems like the closer that I get to moving, the more I see the signs. And like now, since I've been here, I feel him more.
That's awesome. That's exactly, yeah, that's how it always plays out. I was gonna say I got a story to go like that, but if we gotta take a time out, or we could end it. Either way, I gotta take a pee break.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
drinking. All right, if you could hold down the chat, I'll be back.
I go down, Jazz. I appreciate you, Jazzy. I appreciate you guys for, supporting. Damn, I wasn't expecting that. Look at that. This is such a good live. Me and Nick have not gone live in like a minute. Like, this was a really, really good live. Like, we haven't gone live in like since last year. We haven't gone live. Win worldwide spread. Thank you for coming back and double tapping. Oh my God, we have almost 3K likes. Damn, y'all been double tapping. Can we get to 10K? Is that even can we get to 10K? Like before we end this live, can we get to 10K? That is the question of the day. And don't forget to collect y'all daily heart me's too. Cause that'll definitely be helpful.
Oh, we're back.
Hey,
It
Tiger.
always happens on the lives when I go along. I drank like a gallon of water before I came out here.
Oh, you're fine.
But yeah, I remember we were talking about.
Oh, the daily heart before you go.
Yeah,
The daily heart me's are at the top of the screen. You see where it says my name? It's at the top of the screen where there's a little heart
yeah, with the plus sign. What's that mean?
plus sign. That's where the daily heart me's are. So basically, the daily heart me's when you go live on your platform. So when it is you'll daily heart me's because TikTok changed their their functionality with going live or whatever. You have to get a certain amount of daily heart me's so that TikTok pushes you out and the algorithm. Like
Really?
the lives are more engagement oriented now.
Let's see. What's the if I push it? What's it? Looks like something will happen. Oh, that's the fan club.
Yeah,
So
it's
then,
like a fan club kind of thing, but it's so that you collect people collect their daily heart me's, but then when they comment or they engage with your live, you're getting engagement points. You're welcome. So they get engagement points and you get points. So that
oh,
it
okay.
tells TikTok, oh, this is a live that we want to keep pushing. And not only is it a live that we keep pushing, but now because cultivating self love, because she collected her daily heart me and she collected those points, it's now giving TikTok like, oh, she's not a bot because a bot could come in here. It's TikTok is just trying to weed out the bots.
Okay. I always wondered what the bots are even doing. Like they're just
They
if
don't
they're
really
not.
do anything. They don't really do anything because they're there, but they don't really do anything. They can't collect daily heart me's.
Oh,
They're
thank you,
just
cultivating
there.
self love. So she
So
sent me Rosa.
she sent you a Rosa. She sent you a tiny Diny.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I've
Aww.
never got no gifts in any of the lives before. I don't come out enough, so thank you. Those are my first gifts.
Aww. Look at that. So yeah, go ahead
That's
with your
oh, that's cool though. I just see. I didn't know any of that. Like TikTok seems like it could be like a lot more fun than YouTube. YouTube, I feel like I'm very professional on there, and then well, as professional as I could be, I'm smoking cigars and messing around, making jokes and everything like that. But when I do those lives, but on here, it's like there's so much stuff. I'm getting overstimulated. Like there's a thing on top. It's like something has lit up gifts in the gallery, but they're not even in our thing right now. And it's like then this says fan club and this and that. And like one of the ones that it's
it
like you
can
could
get
send like your gifts.
overstimulating.
What's that?
That can get overstimulating, but once you like get the hang of it, it has so much potential to be so rewarding.
Yeah, I wanna get more into it, and I'm thinking I'm like, does TikTok kick you off if you're driving? Because my buddy did get kicked off while driving, but if I put a background over me, I could drive probably, right? Because I got 2 hours to kill every day in the car, and I thought I'm like, I could literally go live twice a day.
Um, that's not so. That's not a question that I can answer, but I can ask some of the other people that go live that I know can give you that answer.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was gonna say I'm like I've seen people in the car before, and I'm like
I
I feel like I could do it.
feel like you can probably do it, but only if you put that background.
Yeah, because I get it's dangerous, but at the same time, if I'm sitting and stop and go, like where I'm getting like 1 foot for at a time, I'm like I can read the chats and go on, or I can just lecture for that hour.
Yeah, I
But
think you can do it as long as you're not, as long as you don't show that you are and have that green screen background. I feel like you should be okay.
yeah, I think I'm gonna try that tomorrow. Then on my way home from work, or on the way to the gym from. Wait, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's my rest day. Never mind. So I could just be heading straight home.
Yeah. So
Way
what
more
about
towards
the
gay, damn it.
synchronicities were you about to say before I just gave you a TikTok lesson?
Oh, oh, you were talking about like seeing your SP's name and stuff. I remember the one time I've never seen this truck before, never seen it after, never again, never heard of this company. But it was one of the times where like me and my SP had split up, and I was just thinking, I'm like, this woman puts me through hell, but I also get it somewhere within me. And then it's like I was going through all this stuff. I'm like, is this even worth it? Like, I forgive her, I forgive myself. How many times am I gonna go through this thing? Like, how many times like are you just a bad person and I just hate myself? Like, what is this? I'm trying to figure it all out. I'm like, God, give me a sign. And then like I look over to the left, and there's a truck that says Goddard on it, and then like on the trailer, and I'm like, I have never seen Goddard Trucking in Chicago ever. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it again. Like I've looked for it and I've never seen it again. And it said Goddard on the side. And I'm like, all right. And then like a week later or whatever, we were back together. So
Wow. Hey,
yeah. Oh,
that's
then after that, there was like five eagles. This was all near that park as well. It was on the bridge crossing by that park going towards the gym that we met at, and then it was like five eagles or five hawks all at once. And I'm like, and I mean, Chicago does have a decent amount of hawks, so like if you're by the forest preserves, but like just five of them circling together was weird. I've never seen that before. So it's like Goddard and then that, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen. And it just relaxed me enough and made me feel good, and I took it as a sign. It's like, okay, if it's a sign, it's a sign, and then at the very least, it makes me feel good right now. And then it happened.
yeah, that's insane. Like that's insane. Like that. That is insane because you don't really hear about that. I actually have two. Um, there are two people that I'm in communication with in terms of going live with them. Um, Two other male manifesting creators. I was like, yeah, I want to bring more males on to like hear their like hear their manifesting stories and stuff like that because I was like, we're so accustomed to like hearing the females. It's like, hey, I'm bringing the other guys here because now you're learning that it's not just a female dominated thing. Now you're hearing it from the guys' perspective on how they manifested their SPs. Like, it's not just the girls, it's also
Yeah,
guys. They're doing it too. And because I know that I also have guys that follow me,
yeah.
it's better when I can bring on a woman or a male and you can hear both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's kind of. I said the same thing earlier today. I said it's strange because well, I didn't say this part, but I just thought about this part right now. Was back in the old days, it was always male dominated. Like, look at there was Neville Joseph Murphy, there was what's it called, Charles Hannell. There was all that stuff in the early 1900s, and you only had Florence Scovel Shinn. And then like you go back in time even further, you got what's his name? I got this book right here. You had William Blake. You had all those guys back then. You had like all the founding fathers were like into all the manifesting stuff too. And then you go back further into Egypt and stuff like that, and all throughout history, it's like it was always males because also like back in the day too, women weren't allowed to go to school or read or learn or nothing like that. So maybe that had something to do with it. But when I go back in time looking at this, it's Florence Scovel Shinn. She's the original woman of all of it. And then you get to the 70s, like when Neville passes away, Reverend Ike hits the scene, and it's Reverend Ike. And then you got Jim Rohn, and then you got Tony Robbins, and then you get to the modern era, and you got Mel Robbins, who I don't think she's even related to Tony Robbins. And then you got all the women on YouTube. And then it's like, boom, and then it switched. So then, like, and there's no guys, because no guys want to talk about it. They want to talk about the grinding. And then I think about this. It's funny you're putting on the jacket because my AC just kicked on. I hadn't crossed my arms now. It's a synchronicity. Um, but the thing I said earlier was, I'm like, the red pill community is not right, and the pink pill community is not right. All men are not the same, and all women are not the same. It's like we just happen to see, like as a man, like there's like this one. It's a good example. A female friend of mine, I sent her this gym motivational video, and it's got the girl calling the guy on the phone, and like she's crying, and she goes, I just called to hear your voice and thank God you didn't answer, but I really miss you and sorry we couldn't have made it work. All this stuff like that. She's saying this message. And then she goes, that sounds like a girl who's just getting taken advantage of by the guy. I'm like, from the guy's point of view, it's the phone call we all want that we never get. So I'm like, see how it's different? I'm like, a woman's going to perceive that differently, that like, oh, that's nice and romantic, or she's getting manipulated by the guy. The guy is going to receive it as he thinks that she's just calling to like manipulate him and get him back and get him all worked up because he's trying to get over her in the gym. And I'm like, see how it's perceived differently? But because that's a societal thing. And I'm like, what it really breaks down to is I've seen through the coaching, like I've worked with women who are super hot model like women who are being shunned and shut down by ugly ass dudes. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look at like dudes who should be on the cover of a magazine, chiseled jaw like that men would kill for, and 8-pack abs, and like built by God, and the women that they're going after. It's like, really? And then like, and that's the person shutting you down. So then it's like, and then you start thinking, it's like a lot of the guys will follow like the red pill. It's like, oh, all women are the same, and all the women think, all the women are like, well, if this is the case, then all the men are just want to use this and they only want sex. And it's like, you break it down, it's like the same things certain women are doing to men, men are doing to women. And then it's like, so it's all individual basis. And what I talked about in the live earlier was that, what do you call it? People, here's where you can't hate anybody. Here's the Christ-like lesson of not being able to hate anybody. People who are assholes are that way because they have been hurt themselves before. So they've taught themselves that's the only way that they can protect themselves. Where I said everybody, for the most part in this community, we are, whether it's male or female, in the mindset of we wear our heart on our sleeve, we're open, we're loving, and that's how we show love and affection, and how we protect ourselves is playing all our cards. They hide all their cards. Neither way is right or wrong. It's just all an individual basis. And I was like, so you really can't say all women are the same, all men are the same, and stuff like that. So that was my thing to it, because red pill community would call me a simp, a chud, whatever, like like, and the pink pill would be like, oh, that's the ideal guy, but you should like walk all over him even more. Like if he's real nice, just destroy him. And like the male, like in the red pill, would be like, oh, destroy the woman. So it's like there's no right or wrong. But then in terms of manifesting, we all grew up, like at least our age group, like 20s to 30s to, and I've had a lot of people in their 40s even with me on the channel. They're all like, what we saw was the female dominated teaching of this, because it's like you would think, oh well, witchcraft and magic and gems and stuff, because it's popularized that way, but it's not really broken down to what it truly is. The Secret came out, and The Secret was made by Rhonda Byrne, and that's a woman. But when you look at the movie, it's 50-50. It's women and men. But at some point, it just became female dominated, and guys feel like, oh, it's weird for me. So like a lot of guys, like they know it and they've seen it, but they're afraid to talk about it. They don't have any male friends to talk about this with, which is why they come to my channel or they go to the Discord. Anyway,
Yeah.
long rant, but like a long rant, but I was like, I did talk about that earlier today too. That I'm glad that you're trying to bring more guys into the fold, because women might look at me and they'll see, I mean, what do you got? You got me, Elmer. There's some new guy out there who, I don't forget his name, but there's another dude. He looks like he'd be Elmer's little brother, and he wears sunglasses like I like to wear. And somebody said, so
Eric?
I forgot his name, but
His name is Eric.
Eric, not Elmer, right? Elmer's name's Eric, right?
No, Elmer is Elmer. This new guy is Eric, and then there's the Internal Game, and then there's Joseph.
Oh, I got a success story involving him too. Joseph Rodriguez, right?
No, not him. Joseph Manifesting.
Oh, Joseph Ally.
No, not that Joseph.
Oh, there's another Joseph.
Yeah, there's another Joseph. The Joseph. Yeah, Joseph Manifesting.
Oh, I don't know him.
Uh,
It's like I mean, the only male that I collabed with was one who I kind of like hit it off with and felt like he was like on the same mindset as me. Was Tone from Goated.
yeah, I want to manifest doing a live with him one day.
Yeah, he's hard to get a hold of. I don't know if it's maybe my own limiting beliefs, but I reached out to him like I think it was 2 years ago. We wished each other Happy New Year's. Reached out to him after that. He didn't even open the thing till like months and months later. And then I wished him Happy New Year this year, I think. And I don't even know if I ever looked to see if he opened it again. But I did go in his live around Halloween time, and I just did a Halloween live. I think it was on here when I had like a skull mask on and stuff like that. And I go on his, and he was dressed up too. I forgot what he was. I'm like, oh, I just did the same thing. I got my costume on to go live, and then like he just didn't see the comment because his chat was more interactive. But yeah, I feel like it's hard to get a hold of him now. But if there's anyone who could, it'd be you, because you're the one who.
I mean, sometimes he engages with my content. Sometimes.
Oh really?
Yeah, sometimes he'll engage with it. Green Luna asks, "What's your Joseph Ally story?" But I
Oh,
don't know
I don't
Joseph.
have a not a Joseph Ally one. It was Joseph Rodriguez. I think that's his name. If I get it wrong, no, it is
I
Joseph
think that is
Rodriguez.
his name.
Yeah, he's the one who does the mind maps and stuff like that, and he finally started showing his face. So I had reached out to him on Instagram, and I didn't think he'd respond. I just kind of reached out because I'm like, I was having trouble getting smaller creators who like I thought were preaching good messages, and I'm like, come on, you ain't that big. Like my channel's bigger than yours, and like don't humble yourself. Like yeah, so I reach out to him. He's got 500,000 followers on YouTube, and I'm like, I doubt he'll respond, but you know what if he did? And then I started saying this affirmation that all the creators know who I am because a lot of people were saying they're like a lot of the creators do know who you are, or they definitely do because they're referencing someone that sounds like you, or like a lot of stuff like that. And then you told me because you talked to Sean, that's here and over there, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, so you know him, and it's like, and then around the same time the story's going on, you told me you're like, oh, he knows who you are. I'm in this group or whatever. Like, yeah, we've discussed you. He knows exactly who you are. And then I reached out to him, but he never got back to me either. So I'm like, damn, I thought that one was a sure one. But at the same time, I reach out to Joseph Rodriguez, and then I come on here. I'm like, if I'm a guy who's known by everybody, I should set this up like how you have it. So I put the thing where like the custom memes of myself that they could put spam in the chat and stuff like that. And I started making it funny and like figured out like I set up the thing to pay me and stuff like that. But then I forgot how all that stuff goes now. But as soon as I finished setting it up, I remember I was doing this one thing at work where I was filling up this tank with water, and as soon as I hit send, I go to put my phone in my pocket. Oh, I go to put my phone away. I hear a buzz, and I'm like, oh, whatever. And I turn off these valves, and then I go and I look at my phone, and it's him. And then he goes, hey, he goes, how you doing? He goes, I really like your content. I actually just started seeing you like a week or two ago, but I've went through your stuff. I really like what you're doing. I'm not doing collabs at the moment, but when I do, is it okay if I reach out to you later? I said, yeah, for sure. Never reached out to me, but just the point of it was, I'm like, man, I switched my mindset, and then after that, I kind of went away for a while. I take my gaps where I just disappear for a while and come back. But that was my success story, and the point of it was when I changed my mentality that everybody knows who I am. Then you confirmed it by telling me that Sean knew who I was, and then I doubled down on it, and then I'm like, okay. I worked on the Discord, I worked on this, and as soon as I finished, I'm like, the last thing I had to do was on here. I pushed the last button, the message came in, and I'm like, just because I became the person who did it. Oh, you got a soundboard too?
Soundbar. I got the soundbar. Oh, I just accidentally deleted it. Damn it.
What happened?
I accidentally deleted the soundbar. Okay, wait. Okay.
I
Yeah.
want a soundbar.
I have a little sound effect thingy on the bottom of the screen.
How do you get that?
It's on it's when you go live. It'll be in the thing on the right hand side
Oh,
of.
because you're the host, though. You get it. I don't, right?
So it works.
I love it.
So
So you have it, but I don't. Nice. What services? Oh, Queen of Oh, this is service. Oh, it's like questions to ask. Okay, I'm still learning everything. I get awestruck by all this.
yeah, I'm still figuring it out, but I like you kind of took a break from going live.
Yeah.
And I was being consistent, like for like I think I was going live like every day for like 7 days straight, and then like I was in the process of moving, so I had to stop doing it. And I was like, when I get here to Texas, I'll start going live again.
Is this your first one since being there? Yeah, there we go. That's the one with the applause.
Yeah, it's my first one from being here, and I can't like I have absolutely no complaints.
That's awesome. And
I
it's in you're in Houston too?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I want to go down there to see. I want to go to Austin. I want to go to the Comedy Mothership and see a show with.
Oh,
Uh,
and speaking of another sign, that same day that my mom took me to the dermatologist,
yeah.
when we went to go see my nephew or whatever. Tell me why when we were walking, I don't know if it was at I don't know if we took him to the carnival that same day, or if it was a different. There was a day in which we took my nephew to somewhere, or we went. He wanted ice cream, because a milkshake or something, because his brother had a milkshake and he liked the milkshake, so he kept on trying to drink his brother's milkshake and his brother didn't want to share. So we ended up walking to Carvel to get him his own thing. And while we're walking, as while we're walking, I see a woman because we cut through a school, right?
Yeah.
And at that moment that we landed at the school, like we were crossing the street to go to the school, we see a woman and like three other people, and the woman had a Texas shirt on.
There you go.
Wait, what the heck? Like,
Words before
what are
land.
the odds that I'm bumping into a woman at this exact moment in time that says, and it's a Texas shirt on?
Yeah.
And so I asked her, I said, so are you guys from Texas? She's like, no, we're not from Texas. We're actually from here, but our son goes to school in Texas. And I asked him where, and he was like, oh, I go to University of Austin.
There you go.
I was like, oh, that's cool. So it's not where I am,
We'll,
but
we'll be neighbors, kind of.
we're gonna be kind of neighbors. So I was like, this is still cool, regardless.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
That's
the
awesome.
irony of the synchronicities and like the signs perceived, they don't follow. Like,
Yeah. Bless you.
thank you. So it's just like all these like little things. Like you just don't realize that you could be stuck or feel stuck and stagnant, but that you have to be the one to like be like, you know what? No, I need to get out of this stuck in stagnancy because I could have left at any, like I could have decided and left at any other time. There's nothing holding me to being in New York. Like other than my apartment, there was really nothing holding me there. I could have
Yeah.
left at any time, but I didn't. But once I decided that enough was enough, I was like, yeah, I'm getting tired of this.
Yeah.
When everything was like lining up left and right.
There you go. That's awesome. And now you finally made it down there. And I don't know, like, I don't, we won't talk on it if it's not something to talk about. But I was like, you said you're on the SP journey still, or I
I'm,
thought part of moving down there was, I thought maybe you moved in
I
together. I
mean,
didn't know what I missed.
I'm still on the SP journey, but I feel like because I'm here, this is leading me to the SP
But
manifestation.
yeah. Yeah, your journey already led you there where it was like at one point you didn't even know how you would be in Texas and now you got a job there or three jobs.
Yeah. So I don't know how it's gonna unfold. I'm still in the unfolding.
Yeah.
I don't
And no
know.
matter how much you try to figure it out, you'll never know the whole story. And even if you do get one pinned down that you're for sure, it won't happen that way anyway.
Yeah.
That's the nice part about it, or the fun part.
I have no idea how it's gonna work out. I have no idea whatsoever, and it's just like I don't want to know how it's gonna work out at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I always went back on like, if I would have known how some of these things were going to happen, it would have ruined the fun and the excitement.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I think that I would rather be in the unknown than to be sitting here just knowing it. Is like, yeah, no, I kind of like not knowing. There are
There's the
some
excitement. Yeah.
there are some things that I'm like, no, I know when it's in like I had that feeling, that intuition of like, no, I know that was gonna happen. But then
Yeah.
there's like other things and just like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Like
Yeah.
I'm content.
And the lessons you're learning off it, self-soothing, self-love, self-appreciation, what's it called? Like finding hobbies, fulfilling hobbies, building you. Where, like I always said, that the SP is the cherry on top, and like a fitness model I always looked up to when I was younger, Greg Plitt. I mentioned him in the live earlier too. He had passed away in 2015, but he always said he's like the relationship is like the icing and the cherry on top of the cake. The cake is like, it's your like they're a complement to your life, not an asset. So like you don't need them to excel; they just complement you in your life.
Yeah. Like, you don't need them. And I think that was the lesson that I had to learn. Like that was the lesson that I had to learn because even he said the same thing to me. He said those
Which
pretty much
somewhere in you, you felt it too.
the same words that you just said. Those were exactly what he said.
Yeah, that's it. It's funny. It's like just how it reflects back, and it's like one of the things. It's like recently too. I was thinking, I'm like, I want more time to work on all my stuff to be with my family, this and that. And then me and SP get in this thing where it's like she don't know how to like. She's actually going through some shit in her life right now, but like the way it was handled was not very like I didn't like the way that it was handled and all that shit. So like um, whatever. But like we didn't talk for 5 days. It's almost like, oh, this is the time where it's like before 4 years ago, Nick would have been curled up like, oh my god, like what if she goes with someone else? What if she leaves me? He's like at the point now, it's like I said in the video today, the dark side of manifesting is I don't care what happens. It's like I don't want to put any more effort into this manifestation. Like I'm moving more for my personal life, and I told people you don't have to like just because my life and I'm doing something else doesn't mean the stuff doesn't work, and doesn't mean that your story's fucked up. It's just I'm doing a different adventure, but I proved to you already that this has happened. So I was like Joe Dispenza, I will not put effort into a relationship. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, this person should be like this and change that little bit. If it's like we're broken up and I want to get back together, okay, I could put the effort for that, the general thing, because I already see that's a person we have a lot in common with, or at least, like I said, when it happened, I thought we did, had more in common. But then, like, when you get to the point of, like, in the relationship, like, every little bit has to be like, okay, I'm visualizing this, I'm thinking this, I'm affirming for her to be like, that's too much effort for me, like, at that point. And then I said, but there's no right or wrong way either. Like, I'm like, if you want to do that, go ahead. But for me, it's not. But let me tell you, I will never tell you it's not possible.
No, like I don't like. I think like I'm at that same point where I just don't want to put in too much effort into things. Like I just want to chill. I just want to be. I just want to be lazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
I
feel the same way.
just want to be lazy. And then I learned yesterday that I'm because I know we're so used to hearing cold therapy and how cold therapy actually relaxes the nervous system
Yeah.
and taking cold showers. I learned yesterday um, how heat actually also relaxes your nervous system.
I love a good sauna.
I was like, wait, what? Like heat? Because I've been sitting here trying to figure out why I've been taking naps, and it's like the longest naps that I take. I'm like, why am I taking so many naps? Like I'll wake up and I'll wake up around 7 o'clock, 7:30 ish, and I'll take the dog for a walk. I'll feed him. I'll take him for a walk around the block. It's like for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've come back. I'll take a shower, and then I'll go. I'll attempt to go for like a 15-minute walk by myself. So like
Yeah.
because where I'm at, um, there's no easy accessible public transportation. However, I did learn there's a bus today that's in walking distance
Oh, there you go.
that I did learn about. So I took that today. So I'm probably gonna go exploring again tomorrow.
Oh, no, yeah. Now you got the
Now that I got the bus thing and I figured that out. But it's weird because I got on the bus for free.
again another manifestation. Now let's see, get a free car or something too. Next thing you know, you walk around like, never mind the bus. I got a car.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, okay, whatever. I'm getting on the bus for free. All right, cool
Yeah.
beans. They're like their tap machines don't work.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm getting on the bus for free, but whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So by the time I like, if I'm not going out for like my own walk, by the time I do get back, I'm like going to these walks, and then I come back and I'm like, I want to take a nap, and I take a nap, and then like I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a nap for like 30 minutes, and the 30 minutes will turn into like a 2-3 hour nap. And I'm like, what the
That's
heck are
the southern naps.
naps? I don't understand it, because even in New York, I was struggling with taking naps.
Yeah.
And naps are like my thing that help me to woosah and to actually manifest faster because I'm taking a nap.
Yeah.
I looked it up and I asked ChatGPT, it's like, does heat help relax your nervous system? And she's like, yeah, it does. It puts you in the parasympathetic thing. It helps you release trauma, makes you cry if you're in a sauna. I was like, so is the Texas heat doing something to me? Because I feel like it's making me want to rest.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it definitely is. But she gave me a grounding ritual and a way for me to use it to my advantage, like detoxing the old and setting my intentions when I'm out there, and to like breathe into it to help me to release and to just like let go
Yeah.
and to like breathe with it, as opposed to just, doing that. And I noticed that since I've been here, I've been kind of already doing that, but then I'll go and take cold showers.
That's good. Yeah, you're doing the hot and cold jumping back and forth.
Yeah, I've been
I,
taking a
I
lot.
like I like the heat too. I'll go in the sauna and I have really good meditations in the sauna when I go. So I do like that. I do remember one of the best naps I ever took was when we did a mission trip in high school. We went to Kentucky and we went to like go help like these poor people build houses and stuff. And we slept in like this cabin. There was no phones, no nothing allowed or anything. So like it was, I didn't like all that. I snuck mine in, and like kept it. So like what's it called? We went like they had like a meditation room, but it was like a Christian thing, whatever. So it was like supposed to be more religious, but like we came from an all boys Catholic high school, and then like there was a group of girls from an all girls school, but they had a guy with them too, but so I don't know where he came from. I think he's one of their brothers. Whatever the point was, me and the guys I was with, we went inside. We found this meditation room. Like, hey, let's all sit here. We put Simon and Garfunkel on. I don't know who put it on, but it was just like put that on. But it was like going so low, and like the heat, it was just muggy. But like we just all fell asleep, and we all woke up. I'm like, that was the best nap of my life. The other guy's like, I was about to say the same thing, and I ran into that friend like we got together like couple months ago, and him and his wife came to town, and me and him were talking, and I'm like, "Do you remember?" He goes, "The best nap ever." I'm like, "Yes." Like he goes, "I've never had it," and I'm like, "Because it's like it must have been something in the south with that heat."
There's something I don't know what it is. This heat, like I was telling somebody the other day, I said this heat doesn't compare to New York heat. Like they're like, what do you mean? I was like, it feels like a sauna.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like New York heat. It doesn't feel like New York heat, where New York heat just feels straight and muggy and nasty.
yeah,
And like the thing with New York that people, the reason why I say that it doesn't feel like New York is because and that it feels like more like a sauna is because in New York you have all the buildings and there's no breeze because the sun is bouncing off all of the buildings, and not only is the sun bouncing off all the buildings, but then you have the heat from the train station, you have the cars, and the
yeah,
cars are producing heat. So everything is so close together. And what happens with heat and everything being close together? And if we know about, if I learned anything from cellular molecular biology and anything from quantum physics and any of that, is the entropy.
yep,
Is the epitome of entropy and
yep,
heat expanding, and that's what it's doing in New York City. Heat
yeah.
is
We
expanding, heat is rising. So it's lit at when you're in the train station. I'm in the train station, so that you're sweating, you're muggy, you have all these people, and then it's all
yep.
like it's nasty.
I used to hate doing that because in Chicago you get the similar thing, but Chicago's spaced a little bit better. Like you break the city, we got the river right there, so the river breaks it into north and south, and then the like you got big buildings like clustered, but then like they spread out. Like New York is way more dense with a ton more buildings. But
Yeah.
we checked that for like I work in a building downtown. And like as the maintenance guy, we check every morning the entropy too, like to figure out how we're going to regulate our temperatures.
Yeah, that's how that's like New York is the epitome of entropy, and then here in Houston, it's like yeah, you have the downtown area, but even in downtown, it doesn't have the same level of entropy. Like the buildings are not built the same way that
Yeah,
city buildings are built, and there's still some space in the downtown area, and then you have uh, and then out in the suburb areas, it it's spread out, so you don't feel that. And there's like a breeze, like, and you have to know when to go out. Like at night, there's a breeze, or there's a breeze during the day, like in the morning time. So like I'll walk the dog like in the morning, and then like around like 6, 7 o'clock at night, because that's when there's a breeze. I won't walk him in the middle of the day, because usually when I've house sat and I pet sat, I usually give the dogs like 3 walks.
yeah.
At least I try to, but I'm not gonna, because I know how hot it is, I'm not gonna put the dog through that during the day.
Yeah, you're at peak heat at that time.
So I give him the 2 walks, morning and night, and call it a day. And plus he has a doggy door.
Nice. That's a good plan. That's really the only way to do it because that's gonna be miserable for you and the dog.
Yeah, like that. That's what I like. That's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it, because it's just like yeah, that makes more sense. And I mean, like I said, I'm like super proud of myself, and the house is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks fancy from what I see in the back, like that
Like
chandelier and stuff.
the house is stunningly gorgeous. Like, and you know what the best part about it is? I don't hear anything crazy as opposed to the only thing crazy that I hear is the birds hitting the windows.
It's what that's the weird part about like because I live in Chicago, but I'm technically like in like one of the first suburbs out of the city. Like so this like right outside this window is a forest preserve. So waking up every morning to the birds chirping is weird compared to like I grew up right next to. I was 5 blocks away from Midway Airport, and there was a train station, and you'd hear the ee, like the train wheels squeaking all night. And like I like that. Like for me, I'm like, man, I miss the city with the noise. You hear the fireworks all night, or sometimes the occasional shootings at nighttime. I'm like, I miss the city. And it's only like 5 miles away from here, but I'm like that. I'm manifesting going back.
Even in the city, like when I was there in downtown earlier, even in the city, I didn't hear as much. Like I still heard the birds
Yeah,
in the city because there's not much. They don't have like a train station. Like I still hear like it's not.
it's weird to think about a downtown without a train station because we have the L and the subway too.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's like it's not weird, but it's just like I still like even though it's downtown and even though it's like a city kind
Yeah,
of like it doesn't give me the same city like it doesn't have that constant like annoying beeping your horn like
yeah,
kind of vibe. Like it still has some peace to
yeah.
it, which is what I need. Like I need that peace, I need that quiet, and that's why I kind of like I'm enjoying this whole house sitting thing and being in the suburbs because I'm just like, yeah, this is so good for me right now.
Yeah, it's a chance for you to get in touch with yourself now,
Yeah,
even more.
like
But I was gonna say, I'm like, I know we've been going for a minute. If you're down tomorrow, we could try the thing without getting banned, with me putting a filter in the car. Or if you find out, let me know. I might try it tomorrow. Tomorrow
okay.
is also Tuesday, which my new endeavor is I want to try video game streaming. So that was something I was considering trying tomorrow. I'm like, so I was gonna try it on PS4, and then if it goes well and I like the vibe of it, I'll buy the PS5. And I keep forgetting to bring my PC over here. It's just too much of a hassle to get from my old
PS5
house.
here.
You got PS5?
They have a PS5 here.
Oh, so we could play.
I don't know what games they have. I think they just got it in April.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they got if they got Conan Exiles. That was the one I was looking to. But yeah, I think that like well, we could try that tomorrow. But this was pretty good today. And then I would also say, how do you save this? Like, do we get to save these, or could you save it and send it to me?
I can save it and send it to you, but I'm not sure how I could send it because it's gonna be a really long.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you could send it through email, but I don't know.
I can try to send it through email, and then I can also upload it to YouTube, and you can download the video.
Oh yeah, because you upload them on YouTube, right? When you're done.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, I could just go and clip it off there then. Whatever I need to do.
Okie dokie. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on. It was fun, and glad I got to be the first one. I grabbed the mouse like I was going to click off like that, like I do on the regular live stream. It's on the phone.
Okay. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Congratulations on your success, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
See
Bye.
ya.